If you've been trying to manifest money and abundance into your life, chances are you are getting spotty and unpredictable results. I'm going to show you a way that you can do it more consistently so that you can get the life that you dream about and, importantly, the life that you desire. Namaste, Sacred Masters. I'm Dr. Iwas Ukehi, Shadow Work NLP Manifestation Coach, and I'm here to help you with your shadow work and manifesting questions, as well as give you tips on new ways you can practice your self-growth. So don't forget to subscribe for Growth Your Numbers on Tuesdays, Pick a Card Shadow Work on Thursdays, and Shadow Work Manifesting Tips on Sundays, so that you don't miss anything that can improve your life and find your light in the darkness. Let's talk about the money code. Yes, there is actually a money code that you can use to manifest your dream life and your desires. Now, this is just a code, which is you can use it alongside your current manifesting method, such as 369 method, pillow method, water method, or Neville Goddard's living in the end philosophy. You see, a lot of times when we are taught how to manifest money, we are taught to visualize cash, a house, or paying your bills. I do it too in my shadow work meditation videos, which you can see on the link above or description box below. But there are three key ingredients that has to happen in order for your manifestation or removing blockages sessions, because if you don't, you're just blindly wishing. So, what is it? It is called the money trifecta: desires and wishes, blockages, and frequency level. Obviously, we know what we want already: the big house, the large amounts of cash, whatever it is you desire. But the part where most go wrong is the frequency part. So, there's a reason I'll start here first. Bear with me. See, the thing you have to do is see the money not as material objects, but rather feel it as an energy. We know that money is just energy. It is frequency. Money is a way in which energy moves. Imagine if you had $10,000. You can either use this energy to help others, which is positive and high vibrational energy, or you can use this energy to destroy as well. Money itself doesn't have energy on its own, but rather a vehicle in which these energies can flow. The more you utilize the energy, the more abundant money flows into you, so that this energy can move even more freely. Again, it can be bad or good. It's your choice. This is why even though there are many successful people, there are also wealthy people whom are evil, tyrannical, and hurt others. The more they create this energy in which money can flow from it, the easier money comes to them. Of course, by encouraging evil, eventually they will lose it all, because negative energy has to find ways to manifest itself eventually, other than money. And it is these people who suffer later on. So, let's find out what the money code is, this frequency and energy. For everybody, it is different. So you must first discover what is your unique frequency. Each time you manifest money, it could also be different. So save this video, and when you want to manifest money in different ways, come back to it again and do this exercise. First, just take one current manifesting wish you have on your list. It could be manifesting a better job, a nicer house, a better car, anything. You have probably already written it down somewhere in your journals. I want you to look carefully into that wish, because therein lies the answer to breaking into that frequency. Ask yourself a question in just one word. Why? Let's take, for example, manifesting a better job. Ask yourself why, and your answer is probably going to be so that I have a higher pay. Why? So that I can pay off my bills and have extra cash. Why? So that I don't have to worry about it anymore. Why? Because I want peace of mind. You're going to keep asking yourself the why question until you don't have an answer anymore. If you are really searching within, by the time you cannot ask why anymore, it's because you finally reach your peak energy and frequency. So let's go back into our example of manifesting a better job. By asking the why question, you might arrive at an answer of something along the lines of happiness or peace of mind. You would know it when you stop looking at money as cash or numbers in a bank, but you're looking at money to promote higher vibrations and frequencies. Take the Hawkins scale of consciousness over here. If you did it right, chances are your energy and frequency are within the higher end of the spectrum, otherwise known as the omega spectrum. Your thoughts in your head will stop becoming material things such as cash or numbers in a bank and will instead be energy such as love, joy, or peace. That is the money code right there. Neville Goddard's teachings comes very close to it when he says to live in the end. So what you want to do now is begin to sit down and feel this energy within your inner being. Taking our example before, if getting a better job will bring you peace of mind, then sit with this peace of mind. Really connect to this frequency and hold on to this frequency and state of being, while you go back and use your manifesting methods of finding a better job. But why stop there? Once you know the final state of vibration you're seeking for, come up with a list of things that matches this vibration. Thus, you can supercharge these feelings when you begin your manifesting method. So, for example, what else brings peace? Can you add a house in a quiet neighborhood near nature? Would peace mean something different to you entirely? Perhaps a car that works? Find out what else brings you peace and start adding it to your ways in which you can feel it. For some of you, you utilize relaxation techniques, slowing down, taking a walk as well before you begin your manifesting method. Really get into this vibrational state. When you begin to see money as vibrational energy and frequency for your end game and not in the form of material and tangible needs, then you're opening the floodgates to your manifestations. Because now you're talking to the universe in its language, the language of vibrations. Remember, cash, credit, and houses are all man-made items. The universe has no judgment in it. But vibrations and frequencies are universe codes. So, if you want something, ask it in its own language. If you wanted to ask your parents for something, you would speak to them in a language they can understand, right? You do it all the time. So why not ask from the universe in its own language? So the last thing that needs to happen in cracking this money code is, you can guess it, removing blockages. Blockages are inner states within you that stop you from receiving your manifestations. To use real-life examples, it's like asking for money in a bank, but you don't have a bank account. Opening a bank account, then, is equivalent to removing a block, in this case not having a bank account, and allowing money to come in. There are many blockages you can remove, but each one of you is different and unique. So instead, let me tell you how to find them. The most common blocks are mindset, limiting beliefs, and self-image. You'll know you have a block if they may fit within one of these three. For example, what is your mindset? Is it a fixed mindset such as things are how they are, they won't change? Or are you in the growth mindset, malleable to change, learning, and success? Anytime you look at something and a small voice comes in your head saying things such as, I can't do this, you know that you have a block. Another common block is limiting beliefs. In my channel on Shadow Work, I always talk a lot about limiting beliefs. These are beliefs usually planted there by a story that we tell ourselves in which we learn from observing our environment around us, such as home or through friends and families. Their influence over you causes you to start thinking along their similar thoughts because that's what we observe, and thus it becomes the stories we tell ourselves. Look into your past. Find out things that are causing you to be held back against your current manifesting desires. Things such as, you need to find a more stable job if you want a house. Or maybe even, if you don't go to school, you can't find a good job. When you find these limiting beliefs, you can then begin to take steps into healing it. I'll show you how in a bit. The last blockages falls under the category of self-image. take a look at yourself in the mirror and begin to see yourself honestly. And how do you look at yourself? Two people can stare in the mirror, dressed in the same clothes, and have completely different views. They could be standing in their pajamas, and one person could be thinking, man, I look like a slacker. I need to get up, get dressed, and get ready for work. And another person can look at himself in the mirror and go, how amazing is this? I get to work in my pajamas. How you see yourself can impact the way that you feel about abundance. Again, only by going and doing deep inner work can you discover your unique blocks. So, that's the trifecta of the money code. You have your desire and wish, removing blockages, and your unique money frequency. By working on all three at once, you're not only speeding up your manifesting process, but you're also creating a path in which the universe can understand what you truly desire and get you to where you want to be. Again, you need to have your wish, work on your blockages, and living in the vibration or frequency of said wish. Last month, I designed a meditation that incorporates all three. But remember, you first need to identify your unique frequency, stay in that frequency during the meditation, and then the meditation video will help you remove your blockages. If you haven't seen this video yet, you can click on this link to access it right now, save this video, and work on each block for 21 days or until you feel it pass. I'll see you there. Namaste.